crafters and paper artisans, it's Chandra with Stockton Stuff. I am here to share what I made for my swap partner for the Pastelloween Swap, hosted by your crafty BFF, which is Bethany, if I'm not mistaken. And we had some instructions, of course, as you know. We had to create Bethany's dimensional loaded pocket. We had to do 2 shakers, 2 embellishments, 5 die cuts, and a bead crafter's tool, a crafter's choice item, and a sweet treat. And I think everything had to fit inside of the dimensional loaded pocket, which I love. Now, the star of my pocket is Prima's Magical Season paper from the Magic Spell collection, and I literally just bought 3 pages of this paper because I thought it was pretty. I don't think there was anything else in the collection I really wanted. It was a double-sided. The backside had cauldrons with pink whatever witch's brew coming out, and then there was these pretty flowers and the witch and just all the things that I really love this paper. And this platform made for a excellent way to use the paper. So I'll first show you everything I have in the box, and then I'll kind of show you the box itself. So the first thing I will start with is my shakers, and I ended up with, I have this spider web bow shaker, and then I put some enamel spiders that are kind of glittery iridescent in the center. And I didn't do bag toppers, and I did hand write. I just didn't have the energy for my printer today. It was acting up, and so I just kind of played with paper and did something different. So that's one of them, and the other is also spidery. And I put it on like a peach color spiderweb paper to back it. And then the other one, I had this pink lilac spiderweb paper, and I had this spider shaker die. Now both of these dies I had bought in the past, and I had never used them, so I pulled them out brand new this time to use. And then I had this it's like a border die, and so I had cut some, and then I ended up not using it to gift, and so I just added it as a embellishment on the backing here. And then again, I just did banners. I wrote, and then I just cut my little tiny ghosties in pink. I just cut all 6 of them in pink, and then went through and put them on kind of to give it a bag topper look. The next thing, so that's my 2 sets of embellishments. Now I know she said 2 embellishments, but I made 2 sets of embellishments because mine were tiny, and also, I just liked them, and I just made them up. And then the next thing was 5 die cuts. Now, I've been in die cut swaps before. She said 5 die cuts, and so I don't know how many of each. So what I did was I did 5 die cuts, but I did 4 of them for each. So I did this pumpkin border die, and I did it in 4 pastel colors, and I topped them with they're all glitter, the top of it. And I did 4 of those, and then I did my Boo cat, and I kind of stuck with like a gray and pink kind of style. And so there's 2, and then there's the other 2. And so I added some pattern paper and just tried to mix it up a little bit. Hope these were all in frame. So it's 2. All right, so then I just put all 3 of the remaining in here. So I did like a drippy goo. I didn't do any red, so it's not like blood, but I did like a lilac metallic. I did lime green. I did a pink glitter, and I can't remember what the other one is. Oh, I did black. I did do a black one, just so like black goo. And then I did 4 witches hats, and some printed, some solids. And then I just cut my trick or treat die again in I did lilac, pink, a printed, and a glitter. All right, so those are my die cuts. And then I think I skipped embellishments. So it says 2 embellishments. So I just did 2 embellishments because this one had a lot of pieces. This little, and this was also a die I had never used that I had bought a couple years ago. So it's like a trick or treat, lantern basket, and had all these pieces of candy and ghost suckers and a bat sucker and this little like gummy worm. And then I just added one of my spiders because I had them on the desk. And I cut a yellow circle and I put behind it so the jack-o'-lantern looked like it was lit up, but it also was the stabilizer for my candy because there really wasn't a place to put the candy, I guess, unless I stuck it to the back of so I just felt like I needed something else, and I like the way it came out. So I'm just sharing that tip in case you have this die and it's like, how's this go? And then I just did a bow. I have this also spider web bow backing, and I did a bow, and I used, this is like it was actually a 4x6 piece that someone gave me in a swap. And so I just kind of cut it a little bit to kind of make it look webby on the front, and then stuck a pink pearl on it. And then my crafter's choice. So I did an ATC card, and then since I was using up this paper, I just thought I'd make some memory decks cards for her to have in her stash, and then she can decorate them however she wants. So I just used the rest of the paper that I had because if you've been watching me the last couple of weeks, I'm trying not to have scraps. That's my goal. And so I had like half a sheet of the 12x12 left, and that I thought that worked out perfectly. She could put a little something on there. Doesn't even have to really decorate it up really, because I wouldn't cover that image if I was someone using this. And then but yeah, I really love that image. And then the back of this is the back of this paper. And then I threw in some die cuts, just random, that I actually had cut already. I've done Pastelloweens before, and so I just decided to throw them in because my Halloween stash is getting to be outrageous. And I keep doing swaps, and so then I keep getting stuff. And I have a thing about, should I use other people's elements when I'm doing a swap, things that other people gave me, like embellishments. Should I use those on swaps or not? And I kind of feel like I shouldn't, but I'm gonna do some Halloween boxes for my neighbors' kids, and I'm gonna use some of those embellishments on those boxes. And so then I did an ATC card, so that I could give I don't know who my swap partner is, so I wanted to give her my info. I did not make one for Bethany because we've swapped before, so she should have my info. But if not, and she watches this, she can tell me that. And then we had to do a beaded tulle. And so I did, if you watched my video the other day, it's very similar, except I use pastel colors. So those are my beads. And these new ones here, these pink stripy ones, I got from a cherry on top. And it was like a pink bead mix, and I really like it. I wish they had like a lilac one. I would have bought them both. And then I made a dangle that's very similar to the one you saw the other day. I added some, but that one was more witchy, so I did something different. I did spiders. I got my stars in here. I had a little iridescent ghosty, and I just threw a pink bead on the bottom. Had a peach color star, a bone, and a jack-o'-lantern. And then I had this pastel bauble in my stash that probably someone gave me in one of my embellishment boxes, and this also. So I did use things from my embellishment boxes, because I actually have 4 Halloween embellishment boxes now from doing swaps for the last couple years. So my Halloween, my Christmas stash really is outrageous, and so I'm going to try to do something about that before I join another Halloween or Christmas swap. And okay, so 2026, hold me to that. I know I'm probably not going to do it. All right, so then my sweet treat, we had to do a sweet treat. I found this, and so this is me. I needed everything to fit in my box, and so I was on this mission, and I didn't want to do candy. It's still hot where I live. It's like 89 today in the middle of October, so I didn't want it to be melty, and so I wanted to do something that could be enjoyable. And we're gonna have so much candy. Every business I walk into has a candy bowl, and I cannot control my hand from grabbing a piece of chocolate. So I got this Sweet Chaos, which I love the title of that. I love the bag. It's kind of, yellow and orange, and it is candy corn, drizzled candy corn frosting on popcorn. So if that's, who can be sweeter than that, right? So there is, oh, I wanted to show you my box. So there's all my swap stuff. So take a look at this box. So let me start on the back. There's that image that I love. And so I just thought that was really cute. I used some of my little fabric doily type of ribbony tape that I have. And I didn't do anything else because I didn't think it needed a whole lot of anything. I used the back side on the sides of this so that you had the cauldrons, and I put some of these jimmies that they come in a strip from Hobby Lobby. I added some gold corners there because there is splashes of gold in here. I made sure that I looked at my paper and decided what I was going to put on each pocket. So I've got the books and the rose there, and I've got this focal point of the flowers there, and then the witch hats coming down. I really love the way it came out. So hopefully my swap partner loves it too, because this paper was gorgeous for this project. All right, so there's my swap. Check out the others as she reveals them on her channel, Your Crafty BFF. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.